Hey everybody, welcome to a vintage video. This video is Esper Paradoxical Outcome. This is the 75 that I got second place at Eternal Weekend Paris with. Basically, how I came to this list, the Power 9, who is a known Magic Online vintage crusher grinder, has a 4-color version of this list, and in talking with Justin Gennari, we basically cut the red cards for white cards that do a similar thing. So these Lavinias, this Flusterstorm, this Flusterstorm. So these cards here, the Flusterstorms are Pyroblast, the Lavinias are Defense Grids, the Swords of Plowshare is a Lightning Bolt and another Pyroblast, I believe. And I forget what Campbell is, some other red card. But in the Power 9's list, these are all red cards. He's got 1 Tundra, 1 Volcanic Island. But Justin and I talked about cutting the third color, or the fourth color, just making it more consistent, just pure Esper. And I liked the idea of that a lot. The only time I really missed red in the tournament was when I was losing to a Planeswalker that had resolved. I lost 2 matches in that tournament. One of them was to Narset and Dak, and the other was to Teferi Time Raveler. And once they resolved, I didn't really have a good answer to them, out because I don't have Pyroblast. That said, I'm not going to add red back into the deck just yet. That might be the optimal build, but I want to keep fooling around with the 3-color. But I do want Teferis. I think I want 2 of them. And I think Repeal is one of the easy cuts because they have a similar kind of function. Teferi kind of casts Repeal when he arrives. And the other card that I think might be cuttable, I love Mind's Desire so much, but that probably is just the answer. You know what? Forget it. I'm just going to play 1 Teferi. Cut 1 Repeal for 1 Teferi. Otherwise, this sideboard is mostly, or this deck is mostly the same. Just a 1-card update. I actually said the morning of this tournament that I wish I had found room for Teferi, but I didn't have time to really test it out. And then I lost in the finals to the PO Mirror when they stuck Teferi. And I was like, yep, that's justice. So I'm going to try this 75. It's 1 card off, just the Teferi, and let's see how this goes. Alright, so we're on the play in game 1. This hand is not keepable. This hand's fine. I'm going to put Hurkyl's Recall on the bottom and hope they're not shops. Opponent's on 6. I'm getting a Dredge vibe from my opponent. I'm not sure why. And there aren't that many people who play Vintage on Magic Online. I think there's only like 100 people in the league. There it is, confirmed. Alright. Yeah, usually you can get a feel for who's who on Magic Online. Eventually. Alright. It's taking Dredge mulligans, though. So, the Chalice of the Void's gone. Let's see how low he goes. Alright, found it on 3. So, I have this Vampiric Tutor. Let's look at the deck and see if there's anything I can vamp into. I don't have fast mana, so that's kind of a bummer. I think I'm going to just cast Top this turn, and I can vamp in the future. I would really like to tinker him out. Alright, yeah, so I'm just going to cast this Top. And then they're gonna play Bazaar and activate it. And then I have to just hope I'm not dead. So I could vamp for Ancestral, but I think that's just less good than... Ooh, okay. So now I can vamp and draw the card I vamp for right away. So I'll get the Tinker. And I'll take a look at their hand. They have Narcomoeba. Alright, now as long as there is a land in the top 3 cards of my deck, or a mana source, I should say, then I can... Yeah, then I'll be able to Tinker on my turn. Ideally, I will... Well, there's also just hope I'm not dead is step 1. Alright, none of those cards kill me. Alright, we don't need to look at their exile. Draw 2. Alright, they found Stinkweed Imp. Alright. Okay, none of that was too bad. So now we just gotta hope that... I really hope there's a Mox in my top 3 rather than a land, because if I can Tinker for Citadel with Sensei's Top in play, that is what they call a combo. Alright, show me that Mox. Oh no. Instead we just have nothing at all. Alright, now we probably lose. We were looking at like a 20 plus outer there on 3 cards and just failed. So I think I should brainstorm. I get to see 1 fresh card. Wow, alright. I think we're in trouble, team. Yeah, we needed to hit a Mox there, or a land, and Tinker for Citadel, and then do our best. Yeah, we're dead. Alright. Bummer. Alright, so we know they're Dredge. So we want Blightsteel. Want the Graveyard Hate, obviously. I really don't sideboard much against Dredge. You mostly want to keep your plan coherent. In Hurkyl's Recall, not great. Probably won't have time to Merchant Scroll. I don't like having 4 opals unless it's like the PO Mirror pretty much is the only place. And then... Oh, I was going to cut Repeal, but Teferi's got to be worse against Dredge. Yeah, the rest of these cards can all stay in. And you could bring in Balance to like buy time, like clear out a bunch of zombies. I'm not sure if that's a reasonable play or not. I think we just want to just go off over the top of what they're doing. I'm going to keep this. This hand is powerful. There are certainly Dredge hands that just shithouse it. Oh, they kept 7. We're dead. That's only a little bit of a joke. Normally if Dredge keeps 7, you're fucked. Alright, we found a Tormod's Crypt. And a PO. So I think I actually want to draw the PO and have Force of Will on top of my deck. Like, I don't care if I get unmasked here. I can't beat double counterspell, but I can beat one counterspell. I'm just going to PO for 3, and I'm not going to tap the top in response. Because if I tap the top, then I can't draw the force. I guess that doesn't matter because I have to fetch anyway. So maybe I should just go for it. Alright. I will just go for it. I could also... No, it's too late for Narset. Alright. Let's see if they have a force. Alright, they didn't. We're off to the races. Alright, we drew Tinker, but we also drew the Citadel, obviously. Alright, I'm just going to get Blightsteel and hope it's good enough. With a Tormod's Crypt to buy a little breathing room, should be able to make this happen. Though Hollow One is a huge issue for the poison plan. Hollow One is such a crazy card. And they probably didn't print this with Bazaar of Baghdad in mind, but it certainly looks like they did. Two Narcomoebas. I probably just want to crypt this. And hope they don't have another Bazaar. They did keep 7 and they drew 2, so they've seen 9 cards. Just hope there's not 2 Bazaars in them. Shit. Of course. Drawing Bolas to Citadel in both games has been really exciting. Oh, they discarded a 3rd Bazaar. They have no fear. Unmask. Do I care? It'll be a 2-for-1 if they... So... Whatever. Unmask me. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd rather just like have Narset or Snapcaster in hand. Like the card I'd want to protect in this hand is Force of Will, and I would have to use the Force of Will to force the Unmask, so obviously just letting it resolve makes more sense. I would very much like to keep Narset. Because Narset gets me the most digs for another Tormod's Crypt. Alright, my opponent also came to the same conclusion. Sensei's top sees a similar number of cards. Not quite as many, but it's close. What's up, Mentor? Alright, so I'm going to get my beat on here. Alright, let's just put him under the gun. I mean, double Bazaar is serious business. Oh, you just scooped to that? I'm a little surprised. Don't you get to dredge a lot? I guess it depends on your build, but... Alright, sweet. So, do I have any adjustments I want to make? Maybe I just don't want Misstep in my deck. It's basically only for their Misstep. Because they don't really cast spells. And Swords to Plowshares might be good. Maybe I do want the balance. Merchant Scroll helps on combo turns. Whatever. Let's do this. We just beat a dredge that kept 7, everyone. We did it. Alright. I cannot keep my hand. They powdered once and then kept 7. Mine's a mulligan. Alright, I'll keep this. It's not super exciting, but it's not nothing. Getting unmasked on this hand would hurt a lot. And I hate when Dredge keeps 7 and they're unmasking me. Oh, Chalice on 0? That's so much worse. Oh my god. I wish they had just unmasked me. Let's draw a repeal. The 1-outer. Mentor would have been a good draw if I could cast these 0s. Yeah, so Dredge opponent kept 7 twice. They also beat me when they kept 3, so that is what it is. They exiled 1 bridge with their powder, but they have another one already. This balance is going to shred my hand if I cast it, because they're going to be pretty close to Hellbent. I played against Dredge in my top 8 winning in at Eternal Weekend, and I actually just turned 1'd him twice. That was pretty awesome. Yikes. Yeah, this Chalice of the Void is everything here. That's so much better than Unmask would have been, because Unmask would have just taken the Tormod script, but then I would still have, like, turn 2 Narset. But this stunts my mana. It means I can't even combo, plus my only hate card is bricked. I'm going to take one more draw step, but I'm pretty close to being able to concede safely here. What do you even name? What do you care about that I might have? Name's Tinker. Yeah, that's a good one to name. I don't have that. And I can't put any artifacts into play. Alright, here comes multiple prized amalgams. Alright, so I guess you're saying there's a chance. Oh god, they even just had Misstep. Alright. Yeah, when your Dredge opponent keeps 7, those are the sorts of things that can happen. Just they had Bazaar of Baghdad, turn 3 Goldfish with 2 restricted cards in their hand. That's Dredge for you. Alright, so we're on the play here, and we have a perfectly functional hand. But it's not a busto hand. I think we can do better. Alright, I'll keep this. I think I want to ship Force of Will to the bottom or Flusterstorm. It's either Force or Flusterstorm. I'll bottom the Force. That might be a mistake. If they're shops, I'd rather have Force of Will, but if they're any sort of blue deck, Chancellor of the Annex. What format are we playing? That's a legacy card. So I could play Mox Opal and break the Chancellor, but Flusterstorm powers through that anyway. So let's see what they're up to over there. Does Dredge play this card? And so they are a bizarre deck of some kind. I would expect nothing less with Chancellor of the Annex. That's not a card that you put in your mid-range blue deck. Wow, what a twist. Oh my god, I'm gonna Flusterstorm this fucking Dread Return so hard. But they're gonna end up with 3 zombies anyway. So that's still pretty good. Wow, look how good Lavinia would have been against this whole deck. Yeah, they got a bridge from below, which sucks. So they're still going to have a bunch of zombies. But they're not going to have a Chancellor of the Annex, at least. Alright, so Mox Opal. I could scroll for Ancestral Recall, or I could top and do some other stuff. I'm just going to get the Ancestral. Opal does look pretty bad here. Opal is a card that I'm pretty torn on in PO. Obviously, it's great, like, to have a Mox that you can play 4 of, but when it's not on, God, does it look bad. Alright, let's hope they don't have another Dread Return. Ooh, Salvage Titan. What the hell does that do? Exile 3 artifact cards from your graveyard. Goes back to your hand. Okay, so they can regrow their Salvage Titan if they want. I'm not sure if that does anything. But they certainly can do it. Hollow one. Memnite. Maybe I should have got Hercule's Recall. Jesus. Oh, Mox Pearl. Hello. Alright, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright. Lavinia should shut down any new spells they want to cast, but now it's up to us to win this game. Alright, we found an outcome. Alright, so I'm going to have to take my beats for a turn and then untap and win. That's the plan. They shouldn't be able to do anything with Lavinia in play. Just attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, put me to 3, I fetch to 2, and then go off from there. I will block Memnite if they attack with it, just to save 1 life. I don't think there's a reason not to do that. Alright, Salvage Titan's back in your hand. What does that do? Does it just like get you a card deeper with Bazaar? You just get to keep one? It's kind of like a build your own squee. This is certainly a brew we're playing against. I wonder if this deck has a plan that doesn't involve Bazaar, because if this is a Mulda Bazaar deck, I struggle to believe it's better than Dredge, or like remotely comparable to Dredge on power level. Like, why would you even do it? No offense to my opponent or to all the brewers out there. People need to brew decks. I get it. But it's still like, what's happening? Alright, Block Memnite becomes a zombie. They can't cast any of the cards in their graveyard. Oh, Vengevine. Okay. That's a magic card that exists. Alright, so we draw PO. Alright, there's the PO. I'm going to fetch because I know my top two cards are lands I don't want. And then... let's do this. I guess the question is, do I pick up the Lavinia as well? And they're Hellbent, so I think I do. Just maximize cards. Did I just brick? So I have a lot of mana. Alright, we need Narset to find something here. Find a PO. Alright, got a Twister and a PO. PO's better than Twister here. Alright, that was fortunate. Alright, so I can get top into play to draw 2 extra cards, but I lose my land drop if I do that, so I'm just not going to do it. Could still find Academy. I'm drawing 6 here. Oh, I found Mind's Desire. Alright. We should be able to figure this out from here. Alright, Desire for 16 should win this game, I hope. Oh, we can do even better. One more. Let's go. Mind's Desire for 18. I'll get this window bigger when I'm done clicking through my things. Okay, so I saw Time Walk in this pile. And Mentor's there too, alright. So we just win easily. Always yield. Set these yields up, and then we got this. Alright, Time Walk. And this is PO. Just going through the motions at this point. Opponent not interested in conceding, saving us both a few minutes. That's fine. I like doing this. They're not punishing me. even drew a PO off of that. Might as well cast the Citadel, I guess. Yogwill on top of my deck. No big deal. I'm not going to cast that, though, because I die. It's tough to keep track of all this shit. Do not shuffle my library. Alright, I'm going to put this far away so I don't accidentally click on it. From 2 life, not interested. Alright, I'm pretty sure they're dead at this point. Alright, let's put Demonic Tutor on top, because it doesn't matter. Brainstorm. Find my hand. Put these 2 cards back. Cast the Snapcaster. Target Time Walk. Time Walk. It is insane the number of things happening on the screen right now. I'm just not even sure where anything is. Alright, I'm going to stop casting spells now. Just because there's so much more I could do. But I don't want to accidentally mess this up somehow. Alright, so I just don't even care about these. Let's go to one of my several extra turns. Might as well activate Teferi, whatever. Alright, gotta discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Didn't play Mana Crypt at any point, did I? I hope not. If I died to a Mana Crypt flip here just because I was excitedly clicking, I would be a sad panda. Alright, looks like my opponent went to get a sandwich. Yeah, I paused the recording, but looks like our opponent finally conceded after several minutes of sitting there. Alright. Time to figure out what we do against this weirdo deck. So they're like Turbo Dredge Reanimator Artifact Vengevines. So Tormod's Crypt is probably good. I don't think Hurkyl's Recall is good. Like, I could see spots where it would just end the game against them, but I don't think that's actually what I want to be doing. And I don't think I want Blightsteel. Alright, so Hurkyl's Imbalance might be good, but not if they have Bridge. But it's very good if they don't have Bridge. Oh, this is close. This is not a Teferi matchup, unfortunately. I put this Teferi in my deck, and it turns out it's just not even what I want to be doing. We need to stop playing against Bizarre Baghdad decks, I guess. I don't really care what's in their hand. I don't think they're going to disrupt me, so I can cut Probe. And Scroll can be a little slow against these goofball decks. So I guess the question is, do I care about this Flusterstorm or not? Or is Mindbreak Trap just better? Like, I think Mindbreak Trap is better if I want one or the other, but then the question is, do I want either? I could bring in my Plows. That might be better. Like, that can remove a Salvage Titan or a Chancellor. Alright, so do I want the other plow? Is the last remaining question. And if I do, where does it go? I don't think so. This is probably enough. I'm gonna keep my hand. I got Black Lotus. I have a lot of mana in this hand. I don't know what this hand does yet, but I know it makes a lot of mana. And I just have to hope my opponent was not slow rolling Force of Will in the previous game, because my hand is not great against Disruption. Alright, so they mulled to 4 to find a Bazaar. So they are a Bazaar or Bust deck, like I was talking about in game 1. Alright, Chancellor, Shield Sphere, Hollow 1. Alright. Oh. Alright, so they're on the mono hollow plan. That's like almost a Hawaiian word. Mono hollow. That might mean something, I don't know. I would really like a Mox to really set this off. You know, Paradoxical Outcome, though, I'm not gonna complain about. So, I think the right way to play this is a little bit slowly. Like, just play the Mana Vault. Play the Vault, play the Lotus, pass the turn, and then next turn I can go really huge. Like, they're hellbent already. I'm not sure what their draw would have to include. I think they probably want a Bazaar in their upkeep to try to mill a Dread Return and then draw a 0-drop. That's probably their line. Though, I'm not an expert in playing whatever their crazy deck is. Okay, so this is just the mill 2, upkeep mill 2. Oh, I'm glad that Chalice hit the bin. Not excited to see that bridge from below, though. I'm glad there's not 2 of them. And I'm glad there's not a Dread Return, because Chancellor would be pretty tough to power through. I guess it's not even true I have Plow. We're good. Alright, so I think they're going to name PO, unfortunately. And it's going to work, unfortunately. Yep. They named Paradoxical Outcome. They got one. And that is fine with me. Alright, we found Lotus Petal. That's just even more mana. I'm gonna ponder first, I guess. Tormod's Crypt, Time Walk, Bolus' Citadel. So I could just cast Citadel and then go Ape. That sounds pretty good. Alright, Bolus' Citadel. Time Walk. Bummer. Oh, I have top. Doesn't matter. Now we have the combo where we draw a card, and that makes top the top card of the deck. Then we can cast the top from the top. Then we top till we can't stop. Yeah, Narset. Another top. Don't really need that. Balance. Yeah, I'll take a balance. Whatever. So then I can... Demonic Tutor, holding priority. Alright. can release priority. Alright, so I think I just get a PO here and then win. One, two, three, four. Draw with top. In response. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And we're just POing again. Alright, where's my mentor? Show it to me. Alright, mentor has not appeared yet. Repeal. I think repealing my own Mox is better than repealing the zombie, even though it's pretty comparable. Ancestral Recall, sure. That's a good one. Alright, so this has gotten pretty awkward. Oh, I have Narset, so this wheel is, or this is actually insane. It's Twister. So I can plow their hollow one. I have a Time Walk turn on the stack. Alright. None of this mana is free, so I'll just go to my Time Walk turn. Discard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, discard all those. Oh, there's Mentor. So I'm gonna want to draw the Mentor. And now we should win pretty easily. Alright, I'll get this Lavinia into play. That bricks basically anything they could ever do, even though I don't think they can do anything anyway. I'll cast this Opal. That's free because we're going to shuffle the graveyards and hands together anyway. And the rest of these cards, yeah, I'll cast the top. I guess I have enough mana that I should look with top. Like if I find Snapcaster Mage in my top 3, and I did, then I can just snap Time Walk and make this a lot cleaner. Alright, there's Time Walk. And then we can do the twist. Yep, now we're just stunting. Swords to Plowshares. I could go to 1 and plow my biggest token. I think that's probably a good idea. This is effectively a way to draw a lot of extra cards. We have Tinker, I just don't even want it though. My land drop from the top. Yogwill. Alright, I'll leave that for next turn. Alright, time to just defeat my opponent. Yeah, PO is definitely the most vintage deck there is. Just like, how did my last turn start? Like, I had Black Lotus Time Vault in play, right? Or did they get another turn in between? I don't even remember. But yeah, we're just gonna Yogwill and attack for way more than they have. And Bolas' Citadel can deal 10 as well. Alright, they see the writing on the wall. That was a clean one. Well, we're on the play, and our hand is, it's capable. There's many restricted busted cards of Force of Will back up. So now the question is, I could just Time Walk, or I could Ancestral myself. I'm going to Ancestral and see what happens. Oh, they had the misstep. That sucks. I'm going to pitch PO because my deck kind of relies on having Time Walk in it to win the game ever. Alright, we drew another PO. Everything's fine. And we know they're a blue deck now. I guess they could be Dredge still. Alright, now they're not Dredge anymore. Defense Grid. You might regret that, friend. Unless you can win right now. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to spin my top. Hopefully find a Mox of some variety. Yuck. I'm going to Time Walk. Mox? Not a Mox. Alright. I might just have to PO for 3 here. Alright, well, I might be dead. That did not materialize as I had hoped. Alright, Preordained's not exciting. That's 3/4 mana. Oh, this is DPS. Yeah, we're definitely dead. This is hard casting Citadel. Dark Petition. Lotus. Okay, the defense grid makes sense that they're DPS and not a PO mirror. Alright, we are certainly dead though. This matchup is really great though, so we should be able to figure it out from here. Alright, opponent, I've seen enough. I get it. Alright, now that we know we're up against, That makes it extra miserable that they had that mental misstep, because they don't even really play counterspells except that one. They'll probably have some Pyroblasts for game 2. Alright, so Hurkyl's Recall, not really what I'm looking for. Lavinia's great. I want Cannonball and these extra counter spells for sure. I don't think I want Blightsteel Colossus because, like, Tinker for Blightsteel past the turn, I could just lose. Which is not a good thing, obviously. Again, Teferi getting boarded out. Someday he'll be the correct card. I can cut one of these tops also. This isn't really going to be a sculpting your hand game. It's going to be about a killing your opponent game. There's some argument to maybe bring in like one Tormod's Crypt, but I don't think you need it. I'll keep this. It's pretty good. I think Vamp Tutoring is better than playing top. Ooh. Playing that kind of game. Alright, so what am I getting here? I could get... If I get just like a Mox that powers up my PO and turns on Opal, which lets me cast Lavinia, all of which are exciting things. So, yeah, I think I just want to get like Mox Sapphire. One, two, three. I could get Mana Crypt, which supercharges everything. No, I'll just get the Sapphire. That might be a little bit crazy, but I think I like it. Just gotta hope they don't have their one fucking misstep again. Alright, they didn't. Alright, so now they're going to have to get through Lavinia and Mindbreak Trap. Alright, my opponent's taking a walk. It's a fine thing to do in that spot. And they're digging, digging, digging. Duress, bummer. I think my trap... Oh no, my PO. Okay, so they're more worried about playing the game a little more than they are about winning, which is probably smart. Yeah, they need to get up to 5 lands in play for their deck to function. Oh, gross. Take another look here. Probe. All right. See what I'm up against here. Duress, Twister. Oh, they can Tinker. I don't think Tinker matters. Well, they can't Tinker because they can't cast their thing. Alright, they can't cast any of those artifacts. They can duress me again. Not excited about that. Alright, now I don't know any of this stuff anymore. So I'm dead as soon as they can remove Lavinia. Alright, they didn't find a land anywhere in that brainstorm. And they went to clean up. Alright, I get one new card here. Alright, that's a good one. I can't cast it yet though, so I'm just going to draw the opal. Oh wait, I can cast it with the opal. But I'm going to do that next turn. Yeah, they brainstormed last turn and didn't do anything, so... Just gotta hope they're brainstorm locked, I guess. I don't think they would Time Twister even if they could. Grid, okay. Alright. Oh, Pio and Lotus, those are all good cards. Oh, they're in cleanup step again. Yeah, this library has been very good at putting cards directly into their graveyard. Alright, so now I'm drawing Lotus. So I can safely pick up the Lavinia with Paradoxical Outcome because I know I can replay her. And drawing 5 is better than drawing 4. And because of their defense grid, I know they can't mess with me. So they could tinker this defense grid next turn. That's just a lot of mana. Ooh, a Twister. And a Flusterstorm. Can I cast Flusterstorm? Costs 3 more? Maybe. Alright, so I make white. Keep this one. Make blue. Replay Lavinia. Black Lotus. And this. So I can Flusterstorm them now too. Yeah, back in the Legacy days when Sensei's Top was legal, this is how you beat the discard-based Storm decks. Alright, so they are just building Storm here. Time Twister for 4. Their hand has Tinker and Yogwill in it. I could just let this happen. I'm going to, actually. Let's go. New hands. So I have a Force. If they have a Duress. Alright, so I'm going to force this. And then I should be able to win. I'm going to pay 3 and exile, I think Desire. Should be able to win this game without that. I have Tinker in hand, and Time Walk, and Mentor. Alright, that should get a concession. Alright, yep. Alright, that game was a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. I was a little surprised by that. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to change anything about my sideboard plan. And I could bring Teferi back in as a way to remove defense grid, because I do have all these counter spells that I am interested in casting, and defense grid is their plan against that. So if I do that, do I cut Desire? Because I do also want to just combo them harder. Alright, I think cutting 1 Opal, leaving in the Desire, I think this is my best spread, my best hedge spread of like, this can still combo really hard and can also play a controlled game. So, alright, double Force of Will, turn 1 Narset. Let's do this. So it's only 1 Force of Will technically because I don't have double blue card, but them being on the play is rough, because if they just like cast Duress, if I let it resolve, then they probably take Narset. I am gonna bank on Narset being good enough here by herself. That might be crazy. Oh, Lavinia's real good, though. Maybe I should just slam Lavinia and then Narset next turn. This also plays around Mindbreak Trap. I'm not sure if that's a card they have, but I certainly just played around it. Alright, I'm losing my Narset now. It's gotta hope Lavinia can go coast to coast by herself. Alright, they know my 1 card in hand is Yogg Will. I'm not gonna play the Opal. I want to leave something to the imagination. This deck doesn't usually play Snapcaster Mage, so I think I'm okay to attack here. I'm just going to walk. Let's do it. Let's push this advantage while we have it. So, Opal... So if I cast another Opal, I can Yogg Will, Time Walk, re-Opal. That's not super exciting. Alright, I can Yogwill Narset here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, alright. So, black. Keep this one. Yogwill. Are you flusterstorming me? Okay. That's fine. Alright. Cards are on the table, as they say. PO off the top would be insane. Oh no, we're just dead. PO off the top. Oh, hello. Alright, so by Caracasing my Lavinia. Okay, so they're just trying to slow down my card draw, which is fine. Because now I can redeploy Lavinia with Flusterstorm backup. And by using Caracas to stop me from drawing a card, it means that they had to untap with Lavinia in play. Alright, I'm going to let them time walk and hope they don't have duress. They've cast 2 already. This has been a really good match. Like, usually when I play against DPS, it's just like a complete murder fest on the PO side. But all 3 of these games have been really good. Like, no matter how this shakes out. Oh no. Now they know what they're up against. Okay, the Gitaxian Probe go. I like that. Guess I have to keep playing this girl, even though she's just gonna get bounced. Oh, I probably should have flustered that. Caracas is such a good card. Alright, we are almost certainly dead now. Alright, so they have to pay 3 to get this ritual. Yogwill, Storm is 3, it would cost 4 extra. If Yogwill resolves, then they can duress me. I guess it's like pretty much now or never. I mean, they can pay for it, which sucks, but... Yeah, them finding that Caracas was just what the doctor ordered. Alright, so they can make 1 billion mana, and then Vamp Tutor, and then Gitaxian Probe to draw the card they tutor for. And they get Tendrils, and Storm is the correct amount for me to be dead. Well played, opponent. That was an awesome match. Yeah, DPS is the deck I would be playing if PO didn't exist. I like DPS a lot. GG's. Okay, so we're on the draw. And this hand can cast turn 1 Time Twister, but that's about it. I'm going to try it. This might be a bit of a YOLO keep, but I think it'll be fun. Oh, don't duress me. Okay, Preordain's fine. Alright, they topped. Alright, let's hope they don't have a counterspell. Oh, outcome. That's a better thing to do on turn 1. Alright, now we get the also Twister. If the outcome resolved. Oh, right. Oh, we're having a good time now. Let's just hope they didn't draw a counterspell along the way. Just keep clicking, just keep clicking. I don't need to look at my top 3 cards, it doesn't matter. Alright, this... Now we drew Mind's Desire. I'm about to give my library affinity for everything. Oh, this is going to be sweet. Alright, so there's 38 cards in my deck. I'm about to desire for 32. Should be able to piece this one together. Alright, so what's the best way to do this? Probably just use Lotus. Just throw my deck onto the stack. Try to navigate all the various boxes that are open. As long as we find Mentor, like in these pile of cards, we'll be okay. Alright. Looks like my opponent backed it up. Good call. Alright. I'm gonna guess they're on DPS. They had Underground Sea, Preordain, and they did not produce a counterspell. So I'm just gonna sideboard like their DPS. After last match, that looks more like what the DPS matchup's supposed to look like. Just actual crushing. Alright, so what did I do last match? I think I cut one Opal, the Herc, and one of the tops. Alright, let's do that again. Alright, so we're on the draw. My hand has Force of Will, but it's like already a brick because of Citadel. I'm actually going to keep. I have top, Force of Will, and it's like any land cast Lavinia. I have the white source already, which is the one I play the fewest of. Let's just draw Mox blue or white. Make this easy. Mox green is okay too. Never going to complain about a Mox. Alright, yeah, that lets me top and spin it. It's a big deal. Just nothing go, huh? They must have a Pyroblast. That's the only thing that would make any sense. Okay, so I can slam Narset, or I can slam Lavinia. Or I could Demonic Tutor. If I DT, what do I get, though? No, I want to play one of my blue cards. If I play Lavinia, I can still spin top. Yeah, so I'll start with her. I also care less if she gets blasted. Alright, she didn't. Interesting. I'm not sure what my opponent's doing over there. Oh, Chain of Vapor. Yeah, fine. I'm not going to copy that. Carry on. Alright, so now Red Blast is kind of scary because they could use it to protect their combo, which is so much worse for me than if they just are using it offensively. Right, let's have a look here. Merchant Scroll is a good card. Is Opal a better card? If I draw Opal, I can DT and Lavinia. But what am I even DTing for? Yeah, I'm just going to force this. I'm going to pitch Narset. Oh, I should have put the Opal on top because I'm not going to pass the turn without replaying Lavinia. Yeah, I just did that wrong. I should have drawn the Opal to have more mana. Guess I could have DT'd for Lotus. Yeah, if I put the Opal on top, I could have DT'd for Lotus and just hard cast Citadel next turn and win easily. Alright, so the Opal should be on top. I have one new card. Ooh, Flusterstorm is good. Let's get our beats in. Okay, so I'm already floating Flusterstorm on top of my deck. I could draw with top DT, in response draw with top, because then I'm holding Flusterstorm. Okay. I'm going to pick up the Flusterstorm, DT for Black Lotus, and then I can cast Bolas' Citadel next turn, and I should be able to win the game from there. Nope, Storm is 1,000,000. Alright, hopefully that's good enough. Mystical Tutor, alright. For Ancestral, okay. Ancestral's a powerful card, but it's not an answer to Lavinia. So if they had an answer to Lavinia and a hand that could win once Lavinia was cleared, they would have gotten that instead. So they're just looking for more raw action here rather than having a specific plan, which is good because Storm generally needs a specific plan. D-Grid, alright, you're dead. Alright, as long as I don't just like string several lands together here, should be alright. Black, 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 color, color, color. Sudo. And I have Repeal to get through another land. Force of Will's a pain in the ass. I guess I could have left Force on top, though. Campbell's a good one. Alright, the Super Friends are online, and the opponent packed it up. Campbell's too good. Campbell plus Lavinia, shutting it down. Alright, so we're against Dredge. They powdered once, then kept 7. What does my hand do? So I have 4, 6, 7 mana. I could Vamp Tutor. Alright, so Ruby casts Mana Vault. Then I play Lotus. Lotus for blue. So 3, 6, yeah, so 7 mana. I can use one of it to Vamp Tutor. One of it to Repeal, redraw. So I can PO for 2 on turn 1. Or I could Tinker on turn 1. Yeah, alright, I have to keep this hand. And if my opponent has Force or Unmask, they're gonna be able to break that up. But I have to play like they don't, because I have to go broken to beat Dredge game 1. Alright, now let's hope I did my math right. Alright, Ruby, Vault, Land, Underground Sea, Black Lotus, Vamp Tutor, put Tinker on top. Blue, blue, blue. Repeal. Tinker. They had Force this whole time. What a monster. Alright. Well, we have DT to try again, I guess. Alright, so they have Dread Return, 2 Narcomoebas, and a bridge. Alright, yeah, Dredge kept 7. That means we lose. That's just how it works. I don't even know what we're looking for on a DT, honestly. Like if I draw a mana source, I could get Ancestral and try to just dig up to a PO. Alright, they still have a draw step coming too, so if they hit something worth dread returning, they can do that. They have a second bridge. Alright, it looks like we're just taking 3 this turn. Unless they have another Bazaar. Yeah, there's no great dread return targets. They'll probably just let this die get their 2 zombies. What are they targeting? Oh, they're just dread returning a hollow one to get more zombies. That makes sense. That probably puts lethal on board. Yeah, 12. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's lethal. That makes sense. Alright. And we're just dead. Alright, we had a plan, but they had the disruption for it. Okay, so Tormod's Crypt's coming in. I like the Blightsteel on the play. Herx to Fairy. One of these opals. Alright, we played against Dredge 3 times in this league. That's a lot more than you normally see. I only played against Dredge once at Eternal Weekend, and I played against Shops 0 times. Well, this hand is already a 6, though it does have Tormod's Crypt in it, but it doesn't do anything. Yeah, this one... yeah, I'm gonna mulligan that. I think I have to be more proactive. Alright, reward it immediately. Send my Desire to the bottom. It does feel good when you're rewarded for a good mulligan. Opponent kept 7, of course. Never not. Black Lotus, Narset. So I could flip the top, cast the Narset. I'm going to try that, because when they're not dredging, Narset's actually insane against Dredge. And they kept 7, so they probably have a force. Just hope that they don't instead. Alright, they did have it. They always have it. Pitched Prized Amalgam. Force of Vigor, jeez. Jeez. Might as well make a point. Yeah, they had Force of Will and Force of Vigor and Bazaar of Baghdad in their 7-card hand. What a charmed life. But don't worry, they still had a Dredger too. so I think I'm going to have to fetch to clear my top. They milled 2 Bazaars, and then one of their last 2 cards in hand was also just Bazaar. It's insane. Alright, so I think I have to clear the top. Like this game just became not about Sensei's top at all. I'm gonna Merchant Scroll for Ancestral and just Hail Mary. Monastery Mentor. That's interesting. And they have 2 Bazaars, so they could dredge like their whole deck. Yeah, I think I have to just scroll for Ancestral, try to spike a Crypt to keep this going. Alright, hope I'm not dead. They have a Therapy, though. Yeah, this looks bad. I'm not sure if they're playing around Ravenous Trap or if there are just like cards in their deck they want to draw. I'm not sure why we're not just dead here. Oh, they're gonna flashback name Ravenous Trap and then go for it. Yeah, they name Ravenous Trap. Okay, that makes sense. Joke's on you, my hand doesn't do anything. Guess I probably should have misstepped that, just to keep them guessing. So we got another Therapy. Narcomoeba. Is that all the bridges? 3 bridges. Alright. Well. Only 1 Therapy in the graveyard, so there might be a chance here. Alright, so we're going to be able to tinker for Citadel with 9 life remaining. Alright, yeah, Tinker and Citadel both still in the pile. They're hellbent over there, so it's up to us to lose the game now. Citadel. Fuck. And we hit a Force of Will right away. And we're dead. Alright, so once again we learned that when your dredge opponent keeps 7, you can't win. That's the deck anyway. Teferi, that was my new technology. It was not good in any of the matchups we played today, unfortunately. For what it's worth, I do think that stretching to the 4th color to get access to Pyroblast is worth doing. I liked streamlining the mana base. in theory, but I think in the reality of Vintage, where cards are just so much better than anywhere else, yeah, that power level is worth a little inconsistency. So it's probably better to just be the Pyroblast version. I do like Lavinia a lot more than I like Defense Grid, though. So that, and you lose one of your Tundras if you play the Volcanic Island. So there's a lot to figure out how to balance it. But I do think a small red splash is worth doing. But thanks for watching. As always, hit the sub button and follow me on Twitter at Bosch and Roll. We can talk about Magic anytime. Thanks for checking it out. See you next time. Bye.